YouTube, what up? What up? What up? It's your boy Hove. Yeah, chilling in my car. No, I'm playing around. That sound more like LL Cool J. But what's up, YouTube? It's me, Bel Air 316. All in the mix, Power 106. I'm just playing around. Um, yeah, this video, as the title says, I try to not hang out with my friends when I'm single, and I'm single most of the time. I'm single most of the time, and I try not to hang out with my friends when I'm single. Um, Before I expand on that, let me say that I keep a small circle. You know me, you know I keep a small circle, meaning we don't do my 3 to 4 friends that I have. We don't do fakeness. We don't backstab. We don't gossip. We just try to be the best we could be. We have accountability and all of that. So I don't have a lot of friends, and I don't want a lot of friends. But with the few friends that I do have, they're all are in a relationship. And some are married, some are engaged, right? Me, I'm not. I think that their significant others are amazing women. Um, they're amazing women. However, I do understand that when men turn a certain age, like meaning like after they get their lives a little together, and like let's say they go to school and begin a career or something, I understand that men are different people, meaning they're experiencing different things. They don't want any stress. They don't want any like drama. And yeah, they're a different person than there was 3 years ago because their life is kind of different. Their reality is kind of different, and times is kind of different. And in comparison, or rather in contrast, the woman, they're more clear on who they are and what they want. They probably had their fun in their early 20s or whatnot. But as of like at that point, like I'm going to say a range for both, like 27 to like 37. I'm talking about men and women. Typically a man is just now like being a man, and like just now getting into his career, if you will. And his reality is a little different compared to women. They might just now be getting into their career, but they're more at a place in their life where they like want to settle down, and they're clear on what they want. And that's when a lot of arguments happen, and misunderstandings happen. And yeah, I understand that, right? So me, I'm single. I don't purposely be single, but unless I understand this, right? And I don't want to jump into a relationship until I clearly define who I am, and get the accomplishments that I want, so everything could be like clear. And I don't rush into like getting in relationships, because like I think about like the divorce rate and everything, and if something ain't like clear, like God is making something really really clear, I don't lie to women, and like jump into relationships. Not saying that anybody else lies, but just me. I live life a little different. I see things a little different. I'm chosen by God a little different. I'm just playing around. But yeah, but like as the title says, and to expand on that, I try not to hang out with my married or engaged or taken friends, because I find comfort in being single at this point. I don't want to influence them so much to see um or for them to think that what works for me might work for them. Just like I understand that what works for them probably doesn't work for me right now, right? And I don't want, like I said in the beginning of the video, like they're at that point in their life where they're finding each other. I don't want to be a cause of them, even though I trust my friends to not be, influenced. I still don't want to I want to respect their girls enough to not be around, my friends when they're in relationships, because I don't want them to see me on like vacation, like out the country and everything, and like seeing that I'm peaceful, just peaceful being by myself. I don't want them to see that and then go home and have that in the back of their head, and like get in a conflict with their girls. So like I try to stay away from, or I try to keep space, and yeah, I just try to keep space and hang out as minimal as possible with my taking friends, unless it's like a birthday or something where everybody's present. But yeah, like I said, it's crazy because like statistically, and me being a man, I understand this. Men typically, when they turn that, like 27 to 37 age, they, probably finish college or something, or been promoted enough in their job, or not even promoted, but probably been in their job long enough to where, they feel like a man. And like when you feel like a new person, when you are a new person, certain things that you were comfortable with, certain things that you like, certain things that you dislike, all of that kind of like changes. And like I do observe that, with a lot of my friends, just like everybody else. And that's why, I stay single and try to avoid, not saying that my friends or anybody else is hurting a woman's heart, but I try to, make sure I move a little calculated. Not saying that everything that I do is right, but to my friends, and I'm sure y'all notice, just like how there is benefit in being in a relationship, I don't want them to think that there is not any cons that come with. You got pros and cons. You got the good thing, like I'm being single, I'm going to have peace. I'm going to do what I want to do with no attachment. Not, and I'm not saying hooking up, I'm saying no attachment, meaning like if I say I want to go play a video game, or if I want to go like out the country, I could do it without somebody like arguing at me. But with that said, there is like, it's a roller coaster, because you got the good, peaceful, clear mind, nobody's arguing with you when you're single. But like it's certain things that, the downfalls, the cons of it. Like it's certain times where, you know you kind of like, and I'm not saying like I'm lonely, but it's kind of like days where like, damn, like it would be cool to, like have a girl set up with me watching a movie in my room or something. I wouldn't bring a girl that I'm not in a relationship with to my home. So like every girl that you guys are my friends might have seen me dating, like I don't trust, women like that to know where I live like that. You feel me? But I probably should have said that, but I said it, and it is what it is. But like, let me tell a story to anybody watching my videos and think that me being single, which works for me, if you guys are in a relationship with a good girl, I don't want you guys to think that what works for me will work for you. And I mean that respectfully. There are downfalls to like this single life, right? Like I went to the doctor's office, right? Because I was having, we having a mature conversation. I was having like blood in my stool, right? I'm not gonna get no more women after they hear that, but it is what it is, right? I'm in the medical field, so that's normal talk to me. But I was having blood in my stools, and we was trying to rule out certain things such as like colon cancer, or like hemorrhoids or whatnot. I believe it was hemorrhoids, but at the time I thought it was like colon cancer. So what I did was we still testing, like we don't know what it is, but it's still, but we really, it's pointed at hemorrhoids. But before, like I looked at the signs and symptoms and talked to the doctor to see exactly what it was. They were recommending a colonoscopy or an endoscopy, which is a tube that either is going to go in your mouth, but the colonoscopy is a tube that goes in your anal area, and they bring it, past your intestines, and they visualize it on the screen, and that's basically what it is. So like I wanted to, because it's better when you have signs and symptoms like I was having, like stool with blood. You want to take care of it, you want to see what it is so you can take care of it, so it don't be a bigger problem. So I was trying to do that, and they were saying like, oh, we gonna schedule you for this. And they were saying like, oh, you got to have somebody present with you after you're done, that's gonna be with you for 3 hours. And I was like, damn, like I don't, because I don't like that stress of, like men and women, we think different. And even with my own mom, like it's a lot of things, because we think different, it's a lot of stress. Like that's a huge part of why I'm single, man. And like when they said that, I was like, damn, like I don't want to deal with the stress of having to need somebody to, I'm not saying stuff like that's gonna happen all the time, but when they said that somebody's gonna have to be with you, like 3 hours past and everything, and you can't drive there. They said somebody has to drive you to and from the hospital the day of the procedure. And I was like, damn, man, like, yeah, that's the downfall of the single part, right? To me, it's worth it because like I don't play with my peace. But for you guys that got a girl in your life that I'm hoping, bring you peace, I don't want you guys to see what I'm doing in my life, and think that being single is like gonna be the same joy that I get, that you guys. I don't want you guys to mess up our relationship, because you see me rooting for myself being single until I find the right one. If I find the right one, I don't want you guys to think that how I think and what works for me is going to necessarily work for you. Not saying not saying that it's not possible, but yeah, that's why I try to make sure I keep a distance between my taken friends, because I don't want them to see the things that I'm doing and have influence of it. Uh, yeah, so if any of my friends see this and wonder why, I'm kind of like distant, that's why, man. Like, I don't want you guys to think that what works for me is going to work for you, and I mean that respectfully. Like, I don't want you guys to mess up something with a compassionate person because, like, I'm living that single life. This is not directed towards anybody. I talked to a few friends that's recently going through things in their relationship. I don't want them to think that this is towards them, but we joke around a lot. If y'all think this is towards you, yeah, you look like a monkey. Yeah, I'm playing around, but yeah, don't take this personal to any of my friends, but this is content. You trust me just like I trust you to understand the importance of sharing information, share it with each other. Maybe a young person watching this could learn. Maybe yeah, anybody, maybe even an older person watching this could learn. Maybe somebody of our own age is watching this and can learn and understand that it's okay. People go through things and talk about how we could move forward in life, man. But I appreciate everyone that actually listened to this. God bless you all. Please comment if you want. Comment if you could relate to it. If you're going through something, if you know someone that's going through something, if you're married, if you're single or whatever, if you're engaged, please like if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel for more content, more conversations like this. I will invest in like interacting with the world and like doing interviews and even like probably renting an office, probably doing a podcast. So yeah, so like, comment, subscribe. I would appreciate that. Turn on your notification bell. And yeah, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good day.